Hello people of YouTube, Pixie here, and today is Motivation Monday. And on today's first official Motivation Monday, we are going to be talking about how to stay motivated while you are attending community college. And for those of you who don't know, but I feel like most of you do, I attended community college for 3.5 years before I transferred to UC Berkeley. And I say that because, well, one, it's true, and two, because I just know sometimes it can get a little bit, I don't know, wonky on the way to transferring. And I know throughout the years that I was attending community college, sometimes my motivation levels were really high, sometimes they were not so high. And so I feel like this would be a good topic to cover on this channel. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so the first tip I have for you is to get more involved and get more invested into your community college. That word community is there for a reason. It sounds silly, kind of, maybe, I don't know, but it can be really easy to get into the routine of just going to school, going home, going to class, going home, and like that's it, that's all you feel about community college is just going to school. But it's so much more than that and has so much more to offer, and the more you get involved and the more clubs you, well, not, maybe don't join a billion clubs, but you can if you want, but I really recommend finding a few clubs that really interest you and meeting new people. Once again, getting to know the ins and outs of your community college, and I promise you it will feel much more like a community than it does a college, and that community part is really important to get invested because when you're invested in something, you're more motivated in that way because you know people who are going through the same experiences that you are. You feel like there's more to lose, like you have feelings for the school that you go to. It's not just like a place where you're like, you just go to get your education, I don't know. It's like actually a place that you like going and enjoy going. And when you make it something that you actually like enjoy going to, like a place that you want to go to, it's so much more motivating than it is if it's just like school. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So yeah, I really recommend that because as soon as I joined clubs, as soon as I got way more involved in the campus, it became much more fun to go to and much more motivating to stay focused in my classes and stuff like that. My grades improved because I cared more about like what the place I was attending. I just cared more, and it was more important to me, and it was more motivating that way. So tip 2 is to make a vision board, and I know that sounds cheesy to some of you, but actually it really helps because it's like a constant reminder, a daily reminder of what you are attending community college for. I know for me, if you like go back to my old videos, you can see like the makings of a vision board. It's like a little collage of all of the different UCs kind of just posted on my wall. Like I just like taped up a bunch of different pictures and quotes from the schools like all on a wall that I had in my room, and just seeing that every single morning when I would leave for school really like reminded me why I was going to school, if that makes sense. I think it does. For me, UC Berkeley was like slightly, like the picture was like slightly higher than the rest, and that was just between me and myself, just because I knew that UC Berkeley was like at the very tip top of my list, but I didn't know that I wanted to like vocalize that, but to me I wanted to vocalize it to myself. Also, another thing that kept me motivated, like when I was younger, I actually took a piece of chalk and like wrote on, like I had a wall in my backyard that you could like write on, and so I wrote like UC Berkeley, and so like every time I would go to the backyard I would see like UC Berkeley, and I don't know why, but silly things like that really keep me motivated. I also had like a lanyard for my keys. I'm like a big lanyard key person, and I had like a UC Berkeley lanyard, and it sounds silly, but seeing it like every single day when I'm going to drive my car to school really reminded me again why, you know, where I wanted to go, where I wanted to transfer, things that I wanted to do. So I really recommend making some kind of vision board or some kind of reminder for you, just something that like it's just between you and yourself that you can see, just to kind of keep you motivated, keep you reminded why you're going. So tip 3 is to take breaks. When you are studying so much and you feel like your head is just gonna explode, that is probably time to take a break. And honestly, when you are so stressed and you are just like exhausted and tired and just, you know, just done with the work, you're not going to want to keep working. You're not going to be producing the like quality of work that you should be and are capable of when you are that stressed out. So I really recommend taking breaks when you feel like you need them. Mental health is number 1, so don't forget that. But that keeps me motivated when I'm actually like in the zone to like do work. Yeah. So take those breaks, they're important, I promise. Tip 4, kind of along with the last one, with taking breaks and things like that, is make like a really solid playlist. I am like a big lover of music, like most people are, but especially when it comes to studying, I always had like a really solid study playlist. For certain subjects, I can't listen to music when I'm studying, but I do listen to I can't listen to music where people are singing, but I can, and I do, and I love listening to like soundtracks to movies, and like classical music when I'm doing certain types of studying. Other times I'll just listen to like whatever playlist I made for, like I have a whole playlist dedicated to UC Berkeley before I transferred, and I put like a bunch of motivating songs that really kept me like pumped up while I was studying. Yeah, let me know if you like want me to link that somewhere, maybe I will. But yeah, I'll give you like one song for sure, is Amsterdam by Imagine Dragons. That's like one of my all-time favorite songs, especially while studying, especially before I transferred. So like whenever I listen to that song, I'm always like super pumped because it reminds me of when I was at community college and when I was like on that game to transfer. Anyway, so next tip is tip number 5, which is to find YouTubers who post videos like this one, to keep you motivated, so you can realize that you are not by yourself, because you are not. And I know sometimes it can feel overwhelming and it feels like you're by yourself and you're the only one who's going through all this stuff, and it sometimes seems like it's totally out of reach, but I promise you, I'm living proof that it is not out of reach for you. If I can do it, I know you can do it. And for me, while I was, trying to look for people online, I feel like there wasn't a lot, but there were some. And so I really recommend looking at certain YouTubers, looking at Instagram. There's like a whole Instagram community dedicated to studying. It's called like, I don't know, you can look at like Study Blurs, ST, it's like Tumblr but Study Blur. If you like type that hashtag in, it's crazy how awesome people's notes are. And I would follow like Instagram accounts. I still do. I think they're amazing. So check those out. I also like watched this one documentary. I'll like link it below if I can find it again. That really kept me motivated. It was like all these kids who were, or I say kids, but I really mean like our age. So kids who were applying to like really prestigious colleges. It was like a documentary. It was so good. And I'll like link that below. I also really watched a lot of acceptance reactions, like when they were like logging into their acceptance, screen to see if they got into their school, and like how they reacted when they found out they got in. That emotion and feeling that they had across, like, that really got me going, and I hope it will help you. Yeah, so I really recommend looking for things to like online to keep you pumped and going. Okay, so the last tip I have for you is to remember that community college is not forever, and even though I know sometimes it feels like that, it will eventually, you will not be in community college anymore, you will have transferred, and just enjoy where you're at. Community college is great. I really sometimes legitimately miss community college and everything, like the people, just the whole atmosphere, because I was so invested in the community. I do really miss it sometimes, and you probably will too. When you transfer, which I know sounds maybe silly, like if someone would have told me that I would have missed community college at certain points in my community college career, I would have like maybe laughed at them, but honestly, I do have the feels for community college, and you will too, if you really invest and take the time to appreciate how awesome community college is. Like, it's great. Community college is awesome, and just remember that, and remember it's not forever. Hope you enjoyed this video. That is basically everything. If you aren't subscribed to this channel, click on the subscription box below or around. It should be floating, the subscription thingamabob should be floating around the screen somewhere. And yeah, I love you all. I hope you're having a great day, night, whatever you're watching this. I appreciate you all so much for watching these videos, and I will see you all on Wednesday.